Hey guys, Toby Morrison here, and welcome to this video. This is for the optimists and the people pleasers out there, the people who are compassionate, kind, and are very empathetic souls. And they find it very hard to have healthy boundaries and not try and help everybody in their life that comes into their pathway. And they don't know how to stop trying to help people and just, do them for a little while and look after themselves as well. And I want to share with you a really good story and a funny story and a hard story that actually happened to me many years ago, and this is going to set the tone for this. So basically, you guys, a lot of you know that I help people with chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia, and a lot of you know that I suffered it myself 15 years ago for almost 5 years. And for 3 of those years were very debilitating and hard. Anyway, when I got better eventually, which took me a while, a long time of trial and error and seeing, all the best doctors in the world and getting nowhere, and then finally, figuring it out for myself and getting a bit of support and guidance and helping myself over a period of time to get there, I was so excited to share my message with the world. And before I had the online recovery program and before I was even helping people one-on-one, all I wanted to do was just let other people know that it was possible to improve and get better, and just that you could get better from chronic fatigue syndrome, because back then there was absolutely no evidence, or there was no stories, there was nothing good online. It was all negative, that it was possible to improve. And anyway, I wrote my story. And I wrote a little book, and I was so excited. I was so optimistic and so excited that I was just going to help everyone in the world. I literally thought that everyone in the world with chronic fatigue syndrome is going to read this book and they're going to be inspired and they're just going to get so much out of it. And you wouldn't believe what happened. So I launched the book, and it was out in the world, and I was so excited, and a lot of people were really happy that it was out. And then within the first 24 hours of that book launching, I received an email from 5 individuals, which seemed to be from the same place. They must have been in a support group, which wasn't so supportive, and which they didn't really support and advocate that recovery was possible. Anyway, these people literally emailed me and said that I was poison, that I was a liar, that I never had chronic fatigue syndrome, that I should be sued, and I'm not even going to say some of the stuff they said, but it was very nasty and very, very mean and rude for someone who dedicated over a year of writing a book and sharing my actual own story to really help and inspire other people to do the same. And this is before I was even helping, really, really, really helping people. And I was devastated. I literally cried that night, because I was like, here I was for years and writing this book this whole year, going, this is going to help so many people, and everyone's just going to love it. And then turning around, and people with actual chronic fatigue syndrome are commenting and emailing me and telling me that, I'm worthless and that I'm, a poison, which was one lady's comment. And, that was so many years ago, and now it's a different story. I have such a different outlook now. And the outlook that I have now is that I can't help everyone. There's really 2 groups. There's the group that believes, and this is not actually a group, there's two kind of people. There's people who want your help and people who don't want your help, even though you know that you could probably help them. And you've got to let go of that. You can't save everyone. And you can't save anyone, first. But 2, you can't help everyone. And it's really important to know that. And these days, when people want help from me, I don't run out of my way to, I don't put my life on hold for anybody else. My life is my life, and I'll help people who want help, but I will not sabotage my own health and well-being and life for anybody else, because it's not worth it. And I know that a lot of people out there with chronic fatigue syndrome have this problem. Now, you might not be helping other people with their health, but you might be trying to help people in their life. You might be always trying to give advice. You're probably the go-to person out of all the friends that where, you give the best advice, and so everyone comes to you with their problems. Problem with that is then that's just exhausting and there's no healthy boundaries. And so, I share with you my story because that was a really hard, important lesson I had to learn. And it really hurt because I really, was really optimistic and did really want to help everyone who was suffering. But the truth is, not everyone wants to get better. Not everyone wants to believe that that's possible because it scares them. And I understand that now. It is scary. And it's a process. It's okay to be scared, and it's okay to be skeptical, and it's okay to not believe things. But it's also important to look at that and go, is that holding me back? And I know what I do. I know who I am. I know what I do. I don't do anything fancy. I just help people practically day to day to improve their health and their life. And some people really need that, and they love that, and they get so much out of it. And some people just don't want a bar of it, and that's okay. I'm totally okay with that. But for the people that do want a bar of it, they do it and they get results, and then they get their life back, and they're pretty fucking happy about it. And so, that's the whole point. So, the thing is, as long as you're doing it with integrity and you're caring for people in the right way, that's okay. But do not sacrifice your own life for other people. And I'm doing this video because there is just, I know one of the biggest traits that most people with chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia have is that people-pleasing, caregiving way. And it's such a beautiful thing to have, and it's very rare. Not everyone has that gift, but we need to do it in a healthy way. So the one key focus you can do is focus on yourself first, stay in your own lane. And I learnt this from someone who quoted this, was Tim Ferriss. He said, "Not my monkey, not my business." So other people's problem is not your monkey, and it's not your business. Not your monkey, not your circus. That's what he said. Not your monkey, not my monkey, not my circus. And so you don't have to take on other people's crap, and you're allowed to say no. And when you say no, it's going to feel very uncomfortable to start with. You can't help everyone. But, you realize that after a while, it becomes easier, and it actually becomes healthier. And when you have that realistic out view of going, you know what, I can't help everyone. Just can't. And I can help people because I do enjoy it, but I am going to put myself first, and then I'll help people when I want to and when I can. And so I just wanted to share that little story with you because I know it's really hard for a lot of you, especially when it is, it's a big part of your identity. Doesn't mean you can't help people, but like I said before, stay in your lane. Remember, not my circus, not my monkey, not my circus. And, still be you, but focus on you first. I'd love to see you doing something for yourself first. I'd love to see you putting yourself first. And you'll know, and you'll find that you'll have more energy to actually be useful for other people too. But it starts with having boundaries, and it starts with having boundaries for yourself of what am I going to do for myself first? What am I going to do today? And not always being that go-to person for everybody else. And I know it's going to be hard, but maybe you're going to have some hard conversations with people. And the other realization is you just can't help everybody. You're going to probably try and help people that don't want your help. Stop doing that because it gets you nowhere. It drains your energy, and the other person doesn't want that either. So, I've finally come to the healthy realization that, I actually can't help everyone. And even the people that might think they need my help, they probably don't. And some people really do need my help, and when they get it, and they get awesome results from it too. And so, as I said, it's about having that fine line between helping people but not sacrificing your own health and energy for that. So I hope that helps, guys. And comment below if this helps, and if you're a people pleaser or you're a recovering people pleaser. All the best for now. Bye.